Hi, you have Julian here from modernintel.ca. Today we are going to disassemble the Tiberius T4. So let's start first by removing the mag. You should know how to do by now if you have the gun. So after we remove the mag, we'll remove the barrel. There's a barrel lock switch, which might be hidden if you have your grip covers here, right behind there. What you want to do is you want to twist that and pull it outwards. But when you pull outwards, you want to push the barrel in a little bit, so it might give you a little bit more slack. So you just want to wiggle that out, and it pops out, and the barrel will kick forward a little bit on its own because it's springing there. So you pull the barrel out, following the path of the grooves, and then your barrel is out. Now, we're going to get to the internal parts. The internal parts, all we need is 2 Allen keys. I forget the sizes, but they're included with your T4. I'm going to push out your 2 pins. One that's just above the fire selector switch, and one at the front. So we can start at the rear first. You can push that pin out. It'll push right to the other side. It'll lock in there, so it's not going to come out all the way, but it's locked in there. So now what you're going to want to do is put your fire selector switch past fire to this no man zone, which is a disassembly zone. And then the whole housing will pop off. So now that you've opened that, you can pop your other pin at the front. So you pop the front pin, and you can take off the assembly. Let's move the barrel out of the way. Now we are here going to remove the spring that was in the barrel. You can push it forward here, just shake the gun, and it'll probably bounce out. From here, you have your trigger with your regulator. What you're going to want to do is on the trigger here, you have a little rubber gasket. You want to pull that off, little tiny guy. You don't want to lose it. This side, and just wiggle this little gear mechanism off. This is going to give you access to the 2 screws to take the regulator off. So from here, unscrew it. Now you can remove the regulator. Now, with any little feature, that little toolkit that we talked about before during the Tiberius T4 review, you open that up, you can take this tool, and you can use this little tool to take most of the part of the gun, but I'll just show you how to take the back part of the gun out. So we'll do that, and we'll take the bolt out. So in the back here, inside here, there is a little spot to stick the Allen key in, and you just unscrew the bolt like you did screw anything else. Just counterclockwise. Once you've unscrewed it, you can just reach your finger through the breech there and push, and out the back. Your bolt, very similar to the T8.1 bolt. You can oil lube it. You got your gaskets there, and your gaskets here, and the gasket on the inside there. So that's pretty much it. All your little pieces, and very easy to clean. You can go right through the gun now. If any paint got in there, both sides. Obviously your paint will be forward of the barrel if you broke, or it'd be all right here, which you wouldn't have to take the regulator off to do because the paint shouldn't have gotten that far. Reassembly, basically the same thing. You're going to want to put your bolt back together after you change an O-ring, re-lube it. Stick that right back in there. Use your little Allen key tool. Just to let you know that this extra big Allen key I took is for this one too, but just thought I'd show you with the tool. And then just screw that in, obviously not over tightening it. There you go. So now one key thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab the bolt and slide it all the way forward, which you'll see come out there in the breech. The reason you want to do that is so we can catch it with the trigger mechanism later, which we'll show you. So when you put this back in, just make sure your O-rings are in there, the regulator, and just move your trigger out of the way. It'll sort of click into place. It's got some points there, and the trigger will hold it back down while you put your screws in. So put your one screw back in. Put the trigger out of the way. Put the screw back in. And the little lever, attach it to the trigger. Don't forget your little O-ring to put on there to keep that from coming off. That's back on there. Now what you're going to want to do is grab the bolt here, push it back, and you'll feel it click back into place, enabling the trigger. There you go. You heard that sound. You can probably pack up your tool kit, put everything else you need to, put it back inside. There's a little magnet there this will stick to on the inside. Put your lid on. Stick that in there, make sure it stays in. Put the first one, push the bolt through, so now you're good that way. Make sure we have this in its disassembly mode. There's a spring there, so just push it in with a spring, push your pin back through from the back. That clips through, you can put it back to safe mode. That's back there now. Now your spring, you want to put it down the tip here, down before we put the barrel in. Now you're going to want to slide all the way back in there. It'll sit back right before your barrel, right before your regulator, and then put the barrel in. Just when you put it in, there's sort of a little guide or a tool at the top of the gun here, which is obviously for the slot. There's only one way the barrel can go in. It's not a threaded barrel; it's a grooved barrel. So we find that, slide it in. We're going to have a couple turning places here, and we have to push against that spring that's there. Make sure you put the barrel lock, pull it out, so you get the barrel in there. Push your pin in once the barrel's all the way in, and it'll lock. Turn it to lock so it won't accidentally be pulled out. And then you're done. You can put your last cover back on over top of that. You don't need it there if you don't want it. It's just there for the gun. Make your comfort a little easier. And there you go, the Tiberius T4 disassembled and put back together in a really short time frame. I did it slow, we can rush it, but there you go.